First of all, I just want to say on behalf of the group that we're very grateful that you've had us up to your beautiful home and art studio, and we thoroughly enjoyed our evening last night and walking around the art gallery. Both Chris and myself have been fans of your work for a long time, and we're also big fans of Tool, the band, of course. So that kind of imagery was something that always spoke to us, and also seeing that, you know, unique quality in your work, where you have, of course, this absolutely stunning artwork, but there's a deeper message behind it. And of course, all art will convey a message, but this is something very unique. And so we're very excited to bring the message also that you have behind your art to Canada this year with the Modern Knowledge Tour. We're excited you're coming to speak in Montreal and Toronto, and we're really excited about that event. So I wondered if maybe whoever would like to go first, we could talk a little bit about what you're going to be discussing in your talk that you're going to be presenting in Canada.
What are we going to be discussing in our talk? Do you know? Do you know what our
Yes.
title is? What is it? Okay.
How art evolves consciousness.
There we go.
With the event, we're bringing a variety of different speakers to touch on different subjects, and we really think that it's kind of synchronistic that the people we have coming are going to be addressing different angles of this idea of who we are, why we're here, where we're going, you know, these big fundamental questions, but also thinking about the society in which we live, the time in which we live. You know, we look at the world, there's a lot of division, there's still a lot of conflict, there's a lot of chaos, there's still, you know, vies for control and whatnot going on the higher levels. Would you say that in the sense of art affecting consciousness, is it also something almost like shamanic in a way, like it's a healing property that is desperately needed in a time where we see so much division and so much chaos going on in the world?
Well, I do tend to think of culture as different forms of magic, and you can see it as black magic. A lot of hatred and negativity that's spread massively, a lot of fear induction on the part of the media is, it's like black magic. It's casting spells and hexes into people's minds. It's giving us a sense of hopelessness instead of a sense of what's possible. So it's necessary to know where we are at. I'm not advocating hiding from any of the realities. I think it's all important to actually have even fuller and more disclosure about everything. You know, I want to know how bad it is. I want to know how bad it is on the news every night in terms of big questions, like how is the climate going? Let's see the trends. Let's hear the concerned people about it. Let's look at the big questions of how are we going to sequester carbon? How are we going to alter things? Who are the people who are working on this? Those are the really important things that are going on. They may not be quite as emotional, but we have to start to get emotional about that. I think that, so my sense, and the Dalai Lama said so himself, you know, he said, I'm so glad that everybody cares about Tibet. It really moves me, and but if there's one issue you have to be concerned about, it's our environment. in whatever way you can, bring your focus there, because this is our collective future and our children and their children's future. So this is what I think awakening people are seeing. They're trying to see beyond the divisiveness of warring factions.
It makes
and
every other fight seem
pale.
By comparison, it doesn't seem as important.
A distraction.
Right.
Truly a distraction and a kind of arguing at the precipice rather than being focused on turning the ship around and, pointing out the positive things about humanity and the web of life that are so beautiful and so much an expression of a creator that loves us. I believe that we're on the brink of post-materialism. People are awakening to the worlds that we're painting. The reason that our paintings are of any interest at all is because they more or less mirror other people's inner dimensions. That means there's a likeness of our oneness that can be pointed to and affirmed, and has been by visionary artists throughout the world. Our notion is that this is the seed of a understanding of creativity as spirituality and as a way that all great wisdom traditions have related. They've all used creative expression. And it's our oldest link with our ancestry in the caves. This is the first touch that we have of our humanity and perhaps our quest for leaving a message and creating with people beyond themselves and things, with working with the spirits and with spirit. So I think that this has always been the vital, the primordial driver in us is our cosmic creative sort of erotic urge to manifest. It's why you guys are doing what you're doing. You're excited, you're doing something. You're making knowledge possible through creative expression, through video, through your programs, through bringing people together.
You're using your creativity to do good.
Yes.
Very simply. When you had this talent and this ability and you got together with other people of that talent and creative ability, you came up with something that would do good. And I think there's a force of that today. There has always been a force of that. And what there's always been is two portals. One, where everything is ugly and everything is going wrong. And then there's this other point where everything is beautiful and everything is to be appreciated. And it's the yin and the yang. There's a little glimpse of each, but you know that you have to keep looking out of the portal of good in order to do good. You have to see the beauty in order to make beauty, So you guys are out there looking for the beauty, and so are we. And I think we're in the tribe, well, we call it the love tribe, where we want to create more beauty and love. Creating more beauty and love just makes a more beautiful and loving world. So we make our business, our right livelihood, be around doing good. And the more people that do that, the more good. And we see it everywhere in our world. And we just know that ugliness goes on. And we stay in touch with it, a little dot in the middle of the yin-yang. You always stay in touch with it, but you focus on the beauty. You focus on making beauty and doing good.
Orion, be my stars tonight. Fields grow anew with the spring of life. In this sheath of truth will I wrap myself tight.